Do you know what, Cole? I think I could film this next bit myself. Yeah, it's fine. Give me. Oh! Hello, Electroheads. Let's talk electric unicycles. I've always thought of the EUCs as like the weird middle sibling of the E-Ride family. You know, the one with blue hair and face piercings. These things do not get anywhere near as much love and attention as e-skate or scooters or even Onewheels. And that is a shame because EUCs are misunderstood. These are not only some of the most fun e-rides, but once you get really comfortable on them, they're also some of the most practical and usable. And this one I have here today is one of the very latest, and it's a bit of a game changer. It's a real fancy board, that. Oh, all right, let's talk about this wheel. So what I have here is an Inmotion V11. Inmotion, one of the big top dogs in the unicycle space. The V11 is their very latest model. It can go over 30 miles an hour. It's got more than 60 miles of range. It's got headlight brighter than the sun, Bluetooth speaker, but by far the biggest advance in EUC technology, which happened only this year, is suspension. They've somehow managed to pack suspension into this tiny little thing, this one-wheeled self-balancing device. It's got air suspension, like a Tesla. And for me, this one innovation has transformed the EUC. All of a sudden, this is a device that I would feel comfortable riding on the road, sharing road space with cars. They were already fast enough, they were already pretty stable, but the addition of the suspension just makes it a completely different proposition. Yeah, I'm gonna need to ride that. You stay here, I'm just gonna go shred that trail.
Yeah, I'm shining bright, got me feeling like I'm next up, feeling like I'm Curry, how I'm balling on a West Wall. If you told me back then, oh, I never would've guessed so. The way I'm winning, I ain't have to cut in head, hey. I said I've been saving dog, let me see the money.
Unicycles, particularly with suspension, excellent off-road. Just make sure you've got the right tyre on because look at this, slick. Have you ever gone sideways on a unicycle? Don't. Here's a few nice touches I've noticed on here. Fender, a rear fender, that is a lovely touch. If I'd done that off-road trail without this or on the one wheel without a fender, I would have looked like I'd, how do I put this, shit myself. Also, look at this. It's got a stand. See this stick on a one wheel, death. On a scooter with no suspension, death. On an e-skate, death. On an EUC, breakfast. I think the thing that people appreciate least about the EUCs is just how stable they are to ride. Right now I'm going across wet grass, and this new generation of EUCs with the suspension, it changes everything. Oh, Christ. Tell you another thing I really like about the EUCs, they are fast. This thing is a 32 mile an hour device, which means you can keep up with cyclists and traffic no problem. On the cheaper scooters, you find yourself struggling to keep up. You find people calling you nasty names. On this thing, whew, no problem. One thing I will say about this full suspension model, you are a bit higher up off the ground. They have to fit the suspension in somewhere, so my feet are resting higher than usual, and being high off the ground, not usually a very good thing on an e-ride. It means you're a bit unstable. But that being said, even though I'm high off the ground, because I have that suspension, because I have the big wheel and the inertia keeping me upright, solid as a rock. Oh.
Be careful.
I wasn't careful. The main purpose of this video today is just to demonstrate how unbelievably capable these things are relative to what people think that they're capable of. I'm not the best person to do that because, truth be told, I'm still a total noob on this thing. But if I can weave through unmade trails and be jumping over logs and shit and only stack it like half the time, imagine what someone who actually knows what they're doing could do on one of these things. Look, I'm not saying the EUC is for everyone. The sheer form factor of it, the fact that it has one wheel and a fairly steep learning curve, is going to put a lot of people off. It's never going to be as popular as the scooter. I understand that. For those who are willing to give it a try and put a little bit of time in to get good at it, the rewards are enormous. I've never had any issues getting pulled over riding something like this. I think you'd have to be really unlucky, but it's something to consider. If you're going to spend $1,000 or however much this costs, I'll put it on screen, you really want to make sure that you're not going to lose it to a surly police officer. And I guess there's always going to be a small chance of that for as long as these things are illegal. Legalize it, man! Honestly, I'm not sure what the conclusion of this video is because I don't really know what the video is. It's just sort of me mucking around on a unicycle. I guess the conclusion is, for the love of God, go and try one of these things before making your mind up about them. Like all e-rides, there's this kind of light bulb moment when you try it and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And it's so true of these, especially compared to what people think that they're going to be. The first time I tried an EUC, I sucked at it. I thought it was terrifying. I didn't really want to do it again. Parkour. And then I persevered and I totally fell in love with it. If I'm being brutally honest, I wish that I'd gone for one of these instead of a one wheel in the first place because it's so much more usable. And with this new generation of wheel, with the suspension, it's a whole different ball game right now. These are some of the most usable and capable e-rides that you can buy and some of the most fun. Go see for yourself.